Here, here, here. Off you go. Hey folks, welcome back to another video. Solo and Sully. Back in Sutton, Howth Peninsula. Gonna do the cliff walk to the Baily Lighthouse, half of it. Here, here, here. Nice evening. Zero wind, just the way I like it. The wind is the enemy. I don't mind the rain. Well, I prefer the rain than the wind. Solo, here. But yeah, definitely do not like the wind. It dictates all the hikes. So for the past while it's been coming from the east, which is where I'm facing now. The east. There's Dublin Bay, Dublin Mountains, Dalkey Island, and the Martello Tower Sutton. So it'll be dark on the way back. I have Solo's low lights, the gobbers on him for them, two on each side of his collar, so I can see him whatever direction he's in. And I had them set the pulse mode on the colour green. I think green is the one colour, the eye. I remember in college doing television production operations in my HND in Ballyfermot College, further education. Great experience in my life. Happy when I got that acceptance letter. And yeah, I think green is one of the colours human eye can see. I think that's maybe when MS-DOS days and with the PCs came out, computers, just a black screen with green text. Maybe that's had something to do with why they chose green as a colour. But yeah, I like the green pulse mode on the collars, on the gobbers, should I say, on his collar. I like the red too. So if it's dark and I'm sitting around the campfire making my dinner or having a cup of tea, I always have a red light on, because if I have a regular white light on, you just get kamikaze bugs flying into your face. That issue doesn't happen with the red light, so I have plenty of red lights. Yeah, we'll slip down this way, away from the other dog up there. So yeah, it's off leash hour. I took a picture of the sign with the rules before I run into any moaning Michaels or crazy Karens. But hopefully we'll be safe enough with people traffic, dog traffic. Look how calm it is. And there's the Martello Tower, which is rigged to be a 5 out of 5. It's a 5-star. I don't know, you can rent it. It's you know, top quality inside. Solo, here! Away from that cliff edge. Not too close to it. He always looks like he's nearly smiling, doesn't he? Like he's out, he's that happy. He's not neutered or anything. I decided not to get that done. And I was told it takes the life out of them, like, you know, and I kind of believe that in some way. I'm not a dog man, you know, it's my first dog. Hey, Solo, here! See the way he's straight after the dog, look. Here, here, here! That's gas, isn't it? He's not neutered. Hey, down here, come here. Trying to get your rocks off, are you? We'll have to sort something out for you. I don't know what it's going to be. One of them teddy bears or something. I tell you, you make some fine pups. He is a beaut. One of the best things that's ever come into my life is that dog. As they say, there's not a pill for every ill. It's great for your mental health, having an animal to look after. I feed him, I groom him, I walk him. Well, no, my dad feeds him in the morning time. Don't you, Solo? We're gonna have to sort something out. What's rattling here? Look, this carabiner has to come off. It's a rattle against this. It has to come off. Woohoo! Just brushed up against the thorn bush there. And that's why I made the loop here. Instead of connecting it on here, onto that, where it rattles, made the loop longer. So I can hook the snap into this. So it's quiet. And then on this side, I have a continuous loop. Just put onto that, so should be noise free or rattle free. I did get them seal skins gloves to help with my Raynaud's. Some people get Raynaud's in their hands, some people get it in their toes, and some people get it in their nose. I get it in my hands. Whenever it kicks in, I'll show you. But I was gonna get some motorbike gloves with the heated ones with the battery, but you know, weight when I'm hiking is a big concern now to take into consideration. Now that I'm much older, I'm not spring chicken anymore, and that's why I do this cliff walk as well as I love it. It helps me get my trail legs back. So when I hit Wicklow, which is one of my favourite places to hike, I'll be up for it. There'll be no stopping us. Can't wait to bring Solo there. Although there is a lot of sheep and livestock around, so there's also plenty of signs stuck up on the private land. Even though the trails are public, he could still run onto private land where the sheep are, and some farmer could legally shoot him, which would be utterly devastating. But I don't know how I'm going to handle that situation, but the spink is on the list nonetheless. Down, Solo. Thank you. I got very lucky. He is a beautiful dog. So I have my light craghoppers pants on, which I've had for the past, I don't know, 12, 13 years. I like to keep the femoral arteries cool because they're doing most of the work, and I like to keep my torso warm. So the two base layers on, and then the MT100 from Decathlon with the hood. The green one is the one I always wear when I'm going to be making my videos or going hiking. I have a navy and black one also. Hi, how are you?
How are you doing?
Hi, hi. So I still have to check the GoPro constantly. See if it's still recording. I had a little problem with the hiker app, but it was nothing to do with hiker at all. You know, I'm really happy with the app, and I'm glad I bought it. They have a great UI on the desktop as well. It's in my opinion much better than the outdoor active one, and if you live in Ireland especially, I'd encourage you to switch over. It was just I reinstalled my phone and I got done a factory reset on it with a new number and stuff. I was having issues with my old number, and I just had to change the permissions on it. So when I was opening another app, Hiker was turning itself off, the recording of my hikes, so it was a bit annoying to discover that after the hike. But I just done a test shot there of the took a picture of the sign of the off leash hour last hour before it, dusk, it's the off leash for the dogs. Yeah, so hopefully at the end of this hike I'll have a fully recorded route on the hiker app that I can check out on the larger screen on the desktop later. So I'll keep you updated on that one. But so far so good. Look at this. It is an up and over, even though the old route used to be down, but it's good training, isn't it? Tide's partially in. I wonder if Solo will run straight down to the water. I think I changed it. It's a bit up there. Hold on. Now let's see what that's like. There he is, straight down to the water. I hope them Oolite gobbers are fully waterproof. I'll have to find him a stick. Let us little swim. He's overcome his fear now of the water. When I first started throwing the sticks in, he was afraid. But now I throw the stick as far as I can throw it. He goes and gets it. Let's see if my fire guard is still here. Yes, it is. Lovely. I'm still gonna have to find somewhere else to hide that. I'm gonna have to sketch that somewhere. Not near them thorns. That's the MT100 enemy thorns bushes. Rip these jackets apart. That's one good thing about them. They're not overly expensive to replace. Whoa. Okay, let's find Solo a stick. That's where I have my fires. I have my fires here and everything set up. I'll show you the pictures of them. Here, look, there's a tiny stick. It's better than nothing for now. Might find a better one by the time I get to the water. Let's see if we can find a bigger one. Yeah, there's a better one. Now let's see if we can find even a better one. He's waiting for it. So am I. There used to be loads of wood washed up here, and I used to get my fires out of it, but it's always damp and smoky. So I used to buy my wood, ash, and used to carry about 8 logs up, split logs up on my back. That was good training as well, like, you know. But there was a big fire season, anti-fire, so I stopped for a couple of years. And here, let's see this. And he's swimming. He's swimming. Good boy, Solo. Yes. Yes. He's a good boy. I hope them gobbers are still working now. We need them. Where's the stick? Come here. Drop it. Leave it. And there's Pilbeg. Chimneys in the background. Dublin City. The port. He's a good boy. Right, 3 for good luck. Leave it. Leave it. Down. Leave it. Here. Drop. There's a far one now. Look, he's gone for it. That car that hit him never took the drive out of him anyway. He's a good boy. I don't normally tell him he's a good boy when he's doing what he's supposed to do, but he's on it. Here, 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 here. He's a good boy, yes. Right, let's go. Let's continue on with the walk. Looks like the IS is working well. We're in 4K. We are 17 minutes in, 45% battery. Keep my eye on it. And then clip back on. Chest strap on to help with the steadiness. And water in the bag to help with the weight. Or did I bring the water? Shit, I think I forgot the water. Hold on a second. I'm gonna stop this and check for the water. I didn't turn it off, I just stopped recording. And I didn't forget the water. My bag is twisted, isn't it? No. Yeah, it's nice and calm. Solo's going to stink now after that swim in the water. And he was an outside dog at first. I got him as a pup. And since the car accident though, because of the, I don't know the terminology used, the vet used, but it was a serious condition where the air was trapped outside the lungs, so his lungs couldn't expand to breathe. Which I explained I think in another video, which I haven't made yet. But he had to monitor him, they said, closely for at least 4 to 6 weeks, and that's his breathing. So I had to sleep close by him. At first it was out the back with my hammock, and then I decided to bring him inside. There was a few storms, it was a very stormy year 2024 in Ireland, and I decided to bring him inside, even though he could handle it. But I want to keep him as close to my side as possible, like and for as much as possible, as long as possible. And so I slept downstairs with him. I had a little recliner that pulled out, jigged up a little area in the back room to sleep in. And then I just ended up moving upstairs to my bedroom, back up to my bedroom, and I've a little small rug on the ground for him, so he sleeps in my room. And he just has done ever since. So to be honest, I love it. It's great waking up to him in the morning. As soon as I wake up, he knows, and he's straight over. And he's one thing about Solo is he doesn't lick your face. He puts his nose as close to your face as possible, but he never licks it like other dogs. And it's one of his little quirks, which I'm kind of lucky to have as a trait for him. Like, he's a non-licker on my face, that is, but he would lick my legs or my hand. And now we're starting to get all these, look, thorns growing. There's the goats. Look, Solo's on it. Look, the way I see what he's looking at, but they're over the other side of the wall there, which goes all the way around. I mean, it would be silly to have the goats on the cliffside, wouldn't it? They wouldn't have many left for long. Now there's about over a dozen of them, I know that, I've seen at one time. There's about a half a dozen there, and they're meant to be munching the gorse, but they seem to be just eating the grass there. But okay, first rule of my dog training is, not that I'm a dog trainer, but when I was getting Solo, I was doing a lot of research on dogs, and I came up with my own list that I could relate to from all the videos I watched and documentaries. And the number one rule on the list is never hit your dog. So I'd rather use the tone of my voice rather than physical, but I would give him, depending on the situation, a rap on the bridge of the nose, not on the nose, which is the most sensitive part apparently on the dog, but a little rap on the bridge of it, and just to let him know you mean business, like if he does something's way out of line. So yeah, here, look, it's a lovely evening tonight. Let's go all the way to the Baily, and let's just enjoy it. So I was doing the walk by with the tripod. You walk by the camera and then go back and pick it up, and so you can actually see me. But even though I made the jig and I had the stake, I drilled a hole in the chicken's foot of the tripod, or the jig I have so I can put it in the ground, but this is solid ground. I couldn't stick it in where, probably stick it in there probably, but it wasn't windy and I didn't bother. And when I turned around, the GoPro was face flat, done a face plant onto the gravel and cracked the lens. Lucky enough, and I only bought a new lens. It happened twice on me. So I'd highly recommend the protector lens, I think it's the CF Concept, or I'm not sure the brand, but do a 3-pack. It's only like £7. And the replacement original GoPro lens is only €25 on Amazon at the moment. It's what I paid for it. So I bought two in the space of a month. There's a fresh one on it now. Look at this, folks. Pure serenity. I love it. Brought the jumper, but it's in the bag. Just put it as a filler, some weight. It's my merino wool jumper. I love it. It has a hood on it. As I said, if I had a trail name on the Appalachian Trail, it would be merino. Merino wool head to toe. Zero rattles. As I said, no coins in pockets, no rattles on the zips, no squeaky shoes, just the crunch under my feet, under my Vibram sole, my Zamberlan boots, Italian. Nice down there. You have time to go down? Yeah, let's go. Solo, here. Get the whistle out. He loves it. You know what? I think we'll continue. Save this for another day, another video. Here. Whew, I'm sweating. So I'd like to keep the femoral arteries cool because they do most of the work, as I mentioned. But now my top, I'm sweating. The blood is flowing. My hands are warm. I have no room in my bag for my jacket though. Oh, woohoo! I think I'll have to take it off. Squeeze it in somewhere. They squeeze down to nothing anyway. I'm sure I'll find room for it. Let's get up to the top of these steps and see if I can prop the camera up somewhere. Yeah, I'll do it here. Yeah, I'll squeeze it in. Come here. Come on, show them on. I'll squeeze this in. Away from that camera. There's the kit there, guys. Chest strap. Paroon. In fact, I'm going to change the battery now is why I'm at it. Go back to you in a minute. We're back, folks. Might be a slightly different composition because I took the camera off, changed the battery. Can't get it the exact same. Cold now. Put my jacket back on. Hands free. I hope you can see why it's one of my favourite walks. Got new tyres on the car like earlier. Hope they're still on it when I get back. I got them. I rang this morning, done the research, and I rang a few different places, and Tireland was the only place that could accommodate. They could come out to my house and fit them tomorrow morning, or they said they can fit them this afternoon. They were stored in the warehouse, have them to my local store, and that's the closest one to where I live, and they had them on ready 3:30. Great service. Thanks Keith Duffy, one of the former members of that band Boyzone. But great job, great service, great lads. So far so good. Hopefully it'll stay that way. But they're good winter tyres, good for Ireland climate, wet mostly. Alright, Hankook is the brand I got. Kinergy KS42s or something like that, I don't know the correct pronunciation of them, but the brand was Hankook. And anyway, it was a Japanese import car, and the tyres on it weren't great, you know, but they needed changing air anyway because they just got it serviced, and they said I needed two front ones. They do most of the work, but the back ones weren't far away from it, so I just got the four of them anyway. I took the battery out, changed it. The GoPro is on fire, so I'm gonna have to take a little break, and it's probably going to be dark again. The GoPro has a chance to cool down, which is why I might upgrade to the Ace Pro. But I was looking at the accessories, and it's not as easy to get, like the lens, for example. I looked on Amazon, there's actually none available. So for parts and stuff, could be an issue, you know. Unless you get them direct from DJI, that's an option. But the cheapest option probably would be Amazon, and the quickest. And there's the Baily and the Stena line going into Dublin Port, or maybe it's Dunleary it's going for, I don't know. B&I and C-Link it was when I was growing up, but that's where we're going. The Baily Lighthouse. It's all automated now from Dunleary headquarters, the lighthouses. And put some light on. I probably would have made a good lighthouse keeper, being an introvert. I'm going to turn Solo's lights on now. Hey, Solo, here, stay. Down, 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 down. There we go. Well, they still work anyway after the swim. So I hope the light's sitting under the GoPro in the correct position, because it'll look pretty odd otherwise. So I might scrap all the other videos because they're all test videos. I might take a few cutaways out of them, or B-roll as they call it these days. When back in college we called them cutaways. But I basically talk about the same stuff as I did in the last video, so it'll be a bit hard to edit, so to speak. I have about a terabyte of footage of all test in a test folder. But this one, I think I might get a sequence made out of it and get my video posted for 2025 on my YouTube channel, Mentlar Ridge. And I did explain in some of the test videos why it's been that long since I've uploaded a video. It's because a lot has happened over the past few years that's having a negative impact on my life. And the main negative impact was the diagnosis of my mother got diagnosed with vascular dementia, and she's 85 now. And it's kind of hard to deal with the things that you don't have control over. Hard to accept it. And every day something new happens, you know, in the personality, which she still knows me by name. I don't quite know by association, but she knows me by name. She comes into my room every morning. "Oh, Stephen, you're still there. Will you be here today?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I'll be here. I took today off just to be with you." And she's like, "Oh, great, I'll see you in a little bit." And then I'd be awake and I'd go down and make her breakfast. And if I didn't make her breakfast, my dad would. My dad's in his 80s as well. Also very worried about him. So yeah, I've just made the decision to, you know, even though I'm worried as hell about economic security in the future, you know, even though I have my honours degree from strategic media management from accredited by DCU in 2014, I graduated. And here's the seat up here now, nobody here. I just normally stop here, give Solo some water, so let's do that, give the GoPro a chance to cool down, and then we won't miss any of the walk. I'll take a little rest on the seat, show you having Solo drinking some water, and then I'm just going to chill on the seat for a few minutes to let the GoPro cool down. But yeah, plenty of stuff happened in them years up until now, so that's why I haven't posted any videos. But I do appreciate, even though I only have 17 subscribers, you know, I do appreciate you hanging in there, and you know, I hope more people subscribe, and one day I'll get monetized, and Solo and Sully will make some revenue out of this channel, because I am an introvert and I'm not a 9-to-5 guy, even though I grafted hard most of my life in Boston in construction industry. Hey Solo, do you want some water? Water. Right. Yeah, that looks good. Solo, water. Knocked it over. Thirsty, huh? Thirsty boy. He's a good boy. Right, I'm gonna let the GoPro cool down, and I'll catch us back in a few minutes. It's all, let's go. We're on full power now in the Peroon, but it will gradually. I make sure I didn't forget anything. Emergency number if you're ever stuck with the Coast Guard, look, 112. Right, so you're looking good. It's probably too bright. Yeah, that should be good. Let's go up full bike. Just in case, don't lose this sequence, this footage for the sequence. But yeah, I want to be the last one my mother forgets. And yeah, I created a folder called Dementia on my desktop, and I start trying to retrieve as much information and documentaries as I could to educate myself on it. And yeah, I'd much rather be diagnosed with cancer than dementia, that's for sure. And there was one particular documentary that was very upsetting to watch, and it was Louis Theroux, if I pronounced that right, Louis. And he was in California, and they done there's another exit off the trail, bring it back onto the road. We're not going that way today though, Solo, are we? No, going all the way to the Baily, which isn't that far really. It's the halfway point of the cliff walk. But yeah, so there's a residential place that he went to visit to make the documentary, and on the 4th floor was the most extreme cases of the condition, and they were non-verbal, and they had a code in the elevator they had to press, so they couldn't go walkabouts. Only the staff knew the code and stuff. So but they finished the documentary on the 4th floor, and it was utterly devastating to see what lies ahead, because my mother never drank or smoked in her life, and to look at her, she looks really, really healthy, so she could stay alive for another 10 years. And it's like £2 a week for a nursing home, and I would not feel comfortable at all, you know, putting her into the nursing home. I have all these horror stories at night time to keep me awake at night. So I just have all these, even though it's probably not true, but my dad and myself decided we were going to do our best for as long as we can to look after Mum at home. And yeah, the Louis Theroux, the producers, they should have scripted it where they started on the worst and finished at the best, because the 1st floor is actually kind of some funny parts of it, you know, and at least it would have finished on a high instead of a low. But I'll be honest, it did bring a tear to my eye. I can't describe it to anybody, but if you know, you know. So the next stage we have to get to is the Baily, and then I can turn the camera off to give it a chance to cool down, and then we have to hop back onto the road, or it's too noisy for the camera anyway. You're probably sick of listening to me waffling on. I should have there's another Irish channel called Rambling On. It's quite kind of funny, and maybe that should be in the name of my channel. I do ramble a lot. And Soul Trail as well, and Reed himself, the Nordy. They have 3 channels, yeah, they have 3 main Irish channels I'd watch on YouTube. Yeah, good luck with the new job, the engineering. Soul Trail. But Solo, his name is Solo, because I'm solo, because I'm an introvert. I always was solo. I am and probably always will be. But you never know. Maybe I'll meet the right lady. But it's definitely too late for children. But Solo's my kid. I love them to bits. So let's try and make a sequence out of this video, out of these clips. Make a video out of the sequence, should I say. We got the swim, got the waffle. So when we hop back onto the road, I'll give the GoPro a chance to cool down. I said all I had to say. Until then, I'll go into quiet mode, which is kind of the concept that we're going to use going forward, the videos, because I'm not in great form these days at all because of the current situation, or the past since 2022. You know, I just don't get it. Like they can ground planes in 5 minutes in 9/11, but the fucking pandemic hits in Wuhan, they just double the prices of it. Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Hi. So, you know, why would they not ground all the planes for a pandemic? But I just feel that it was the cocooning that affected my mother's cognitive abilities. She lost all her social networks, stuck in the chair inside, and the media on the telly every night, different strain out every day, every week, shall I say, you know. Scared the living daylights out of her. She's afraid to go anywhere. So she lost all her social networks, and I used to play rummy with her on the cards. It's not enough. It wasn't enough. I wish I could have done more, better. I don't know. Anyway, let's go silent mode. But I do want to get the overnighter with the hammock. Is my favourite way to camp rather than the tent. And I want to get the overnighter with solo, have the location picked on Google Maps and the area location where I can have a fire. And I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke, and I cut my own hair, as a good friend of mine says. So there would be no cigar time like AB camping, and there'd be no special brew of beers, any of that. But I do like my Irish crisps, and Ireland has a large selection of crisps. I love having a couple of packets of crisps watching a movie at night time. So maybe my idea is to have a little chat, quiet during the walks, I promise, from now on. And then at night time I'll get back to you as a munch at bedtime, I'm going to call it. So we'll have munch at bedtime, and we'll talk about maybe some current affairs, no politics, no religion, and what TV shows I'm watching at the moment and stuff like that, my favourite movies, and maybe discuss, if the channel grows, some comments. And I know people are going to hate me, and I've come too far and been through too much in my life to be discouraged and about making videos and publishing them online, to be bullied. I've dealt with bullies all my life, and that's why I wanted to be a guard when I was young. When I was 14 years of age, or 12, I already had my mind up to be a guard. And I'll be honest, I used to bully the bullies in school, and I always hate to leave people out of the circle. Some of my friends used to always say, look after number one. I never could comprehend that. If I had 10 pounds, I wouldn't buy 4 or 5 pints of Guinness for myself when I used to drink. I'd rather bring a friend with me and have 2 each. Buy a couple of packets of King pub crisps, cheese and onion. That'd be the way I operate. Look at this entrance. An exit out your back garden straight onto the cliff walk. We're going to be entering $1 Million Row now. And if you're wondering why I'm talking with the accent I have is because I did mention earlier I lived in Boston for nearly a decade, and you know, you had to adapt to society, and that included your accent to in order to navigate the city in taxis on your way home, ordering your coffee and Dunkin' Donuts in the morning, your Boston cream. I missed that. So we're nearly at the halfway point. We're still recording. Great. So it gives me hopes now I'm going to get a decent sequence out of these clips. The one thing I like about the Ace Pro is though you can pause and then it will export it, or you can import just one file into your desktop. Hey, you're drinking that water. No. And that's really annoying with GoPro. Another annoying feature about it is it splits the files into multiple files, and they're not in order either. So when I import them into my desktop, or copy them over into the desktop and import them into DaVinci Resolve, which I had to downgrade to because I couldn't afford Premiere Pro anymore. So I got DaVinci Resolve. You'll have to do a tutorial on that too. So that all takes time. I'll pick it up easy enough. I locked on to a guy I could relate to. It's only 39 minutes long. So that should teach me everything I need to know. Same with photography. You know, when I was trying to learn everything, when I changed from video production to photography, when I take portraits of dogs, that's what I do now with my Canon R5. And I'd rather work with dogs than people. But the guy I locked onto on YouTube, because there's a bombardment of, you know, bullshit on YouTube trying to teach you photography, and it's just not true, all of it. It's just all very confusing for me. There's a guy called Gavin Hoey, and he taught everything I needed to know about the light meter and flash photography. Thanks, Gavin. When the penny dropped with the exposure triangle, you know, if you can comprehend that. Here, down. Put Solo on the lead now because we're going back onto the road. Snap, that's the lead I made out of Dyneema continuous loop on a pressing knot. So if it gets close, all I have to do is this. If there's any trouble ahead, put that around like that. Hope that gets the shot, is it? Yeah, put them in like that. 80mm snap on it. Chicago screws instead of rivets. Leather. Hard brass will bend before it breaks. And there's the $1 million row houses up here, look. The Peroon is starting to die down now. So look, I'll let the GoPro cool down and I'll get back to you when we get back on the trail. There's another entrance back on it after we walk a bit of the road. I'll get back to you then. Alright folks, thanks. So here we are, guys. Back on the trail. Solo knows exactly where he's going. And the light was a bit bouncy there on the last one. He only copped on. It wasn't secured properly. But this is a strictly on leash area because there's hopefully we'll get to see some Highland cattle. I won't call them cattle because they're male and females, but they're very placid. They're lovely to look at. So hopefully we'll get to show you a couple of them on the trail back, but this is a strictly on leash reel at this part of the cliff walk, and this is the way back to the car. So I'll just give you a little background on Solo. He was born 2.5 years ago now in a 2,500 acre farm, apparently in a big tractor tire, and I got picked of the litter. My friend, good friend of mine, picked him for me, keeping my mother in mind, and picked the friendliest one. But he didn't just pick anyone, the bully wouldn't even touch Solo's food. I think Solo's the rebel of the pack, and I got a good one. There's something special about him. I know people might say that about all their own dogs, but there just is something about him. He's not afraid, he stands his ground to the toughest of dogs, which I'm going to have to watch out for. So he goes up to every dog, sniffs their butt, and then tries to herd them, and the dogs don't like that. So yeah, hopefully we'll get back to the see all the stuff blowing through the air, the light. So I made these gear protectors out of DCF. Maybe that's as well as my dog leash, Dyneema dog leashes. Maybe that's something I might be able to sell in the future, or make a business out of, I don't know. But there's a Highland cattle now, look. There's one of them anyway. Cool. So you get to see one. Look, that's where they live, down there, I suppose. There's 1, 2, 3 on the trail. We're gonna have to squeeze around them. Look. Okay, what do we do here now? Come on, hoop, hoop, hoop. How are we gonna get by these? I don't want to get poked by one of them. Should we walk behind them? Look at him, isn't he gorgeous? Their GPS trackers around their necks. They're not let's stay well away anyway. Here's this one. How are we going to get back on the trail here? Here. Hoop. Look at him, gorgeous. Isn't he a beaut? Wow, glad I was able to show you that. Look, so placid. Amazing. So yeah, I picked the friendliest one, but he was definitely the rebel. So I'm going to have to watch that. He goes up to the toughest of dogs. He's been in the presence of working wheat and terriers. Crazy dogs. Freaks of nature, some of them. Just, and no fear whatsoever. So that's it. I think we got all the picture. We got the goats, we got the Highland cattle, we got the waffle, we got the Solo background, and yeah, Stephen J. Reid, that was the other channel. I was Irish channel I watch. I'll put the 3 links in the description in the bottom of the video, in the more section. And yeah, I'd recommend watching them if you're Irish, or anyone like camping, hiking. They're a good watch. But yeah, before my my degree, honours degree, I done my higher national diploma in television production and operations. When I stopped drinking, I went back to college. I stopped drinking alcohol, I went back to college, and I done video production, and it turned out to be a nightmare. After college, the first few videos I made for people, even after they signed off on the storyboards, at the end of it you put your heart and soul into making the video for them. And even though, as I said, they signed off on it, they're still not happy with it. Oh, can you change this? Can you change that? Can you do this? Can you do that? It was just very stressful, and it just broke me. So the video production morphed into photography, and I love the photography now. You take the image, you snap it, and that's it, it's done. There's no going back. You like it, you don't like it. And videos I make now are for YouTube, so I can still incorporate the video production into YouTube and make videos that I like. And if you don't like them, don't subscribe and don't watch them. Whoops, trip there. But as I said, I'm ready for the bullies and I'm ready for the haters. Bring it on. Bring it on. I'm ready for you. Well, here, look, we're in safe ground now. I can let the Solo back off the leash until we get back to the car. We're in the woodland now. There's no goats here and there's no Highland cattle. It's just a little trail into the woodland back to the car. So yeah, I hope the clips are usable now, because the light was a bit boppy. I hadn't got it secured right down. And I hope the audio is usable as well. It's calm enough out, so it is. I have one of them HSU mufflers, the foam mufflers over the GoPro, and I used it on a windy day as a test and it was fine, the audio, so I should almost guarantee it's good. And there's no rattles. In the Peak Design clip I have on the bag, I had to jam a cocktail stick in behind it to stop the movement and the rattling. But when you have a DSLR on it, the weight stops it from doing that. But when you have a GoPro, it rattles. So I had to jam a cocktail stick in the back of it. There's the end of the path now. Although I feel like I've been at the end of my path and road many times in my life. I've had many rock bottoms with the alcohol. Hey, down! 15 years ago I stopped drinking. The 17th of March, Patrick's Day 2010, I stopped drinking. But truth be told, I've had 3 slips in that 15 years. 2 lasted one night for drinking sessions, and then the last slip was not so long ago, and it was nearly every day for a couple of months. But I'm glad to say I've stopped now. So this is the end of the walk, folks. And how you doing? We're going back to the car now, and we'll go home and give Solo his raw food diet, which is tonight chicken leg with the leg and the thigh all together raw. He'll munch down on that bones and everything. It's a meal in itself: fat, bone, marrow, protein, all in the one. It's a meal in itself. And then in the morning time he gets a jig of chop. There he is, decked out, with the seats down. I got this Mr. Price, I cut it around the arches there, and a towel that's to dry him, and that's a tie out lid when I'm in. Made it out, I need it. It's hooked there to the side, to the ring. It's about 6 feet, and I put a splice a 80mm snap onto it. About 6 feet for around any dodgy areas. And there's the setup. Cool, isn't it? Alright folks, that's it for this video. And if you like the video, there won't be as much talking in the next video, hopefully. I just have enough history now. And subscribe, like and share and all them great things, and help us get monetized and hopefully get some revenue to dig Solo and Sully out of the hole we're in and help everyone out, because if I win, everybody wins. That's the way I operate. Alright folks, take care, good luck.